That's a 144 Hz AMOLED screen. The GT20 Pro will equip teams with up to 120 FPS, which is also the first batch of supported devices, offering esports level performance and visually stunning experiences in the 2024 PMWC. Playing path on our screens now for the final Erangel of the survival stages. It is all to play for. We're going from Milk Power over towards Georgia Pole.
Clean playing path for this one right here. And just to remind folks who could have just possibly tuned in right here, right now, there are only 4 slots available on over to the main stage. A solid prize pool is here in this survival stage, but an even bigger one is coming up the day after tomorrow. So these teams are doing everything they can to get one of those 4 golden tickets to that main stage. And let's be real, John, it's still possible for any team to still make it. It is, right?
Yeah.
And in order for it to happen, and I'm talking about even the 16th place team, you know, Rook, which has currently 29 points. Right now, the cutoff is going to be DRX with 62. That is going to be a 33-point differential, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to see a cross like that happen, we would need to see double-digit elimination chicken dinners for all 3 matches coming up.
Definitely big games necessary, and we've seen Team Spirit, for instance, denied a big enough game.
I can't believe that one.
On their attempt. Oh dear, Pandem might be getting into trouble with the best team in the game right now, IWNRX, and they've managed to get the inside track. The Micro Uzis,
the stab,
with the knocks coming through with the knives.
Shank.
IWNRX not out of the woods just yet, and another one is found. That slices right through it. Pandem are carving themselves up a turkey.
Slice and dice, baby. Frozen's hiding for everything he's got right now. Are you kidding me? And this is what I kind of talked about yesterday. When you do so well.
He's hiding. Do they know?
Do they even know? I don't think they do.
Ooh, could get dangerous.
He found M16. One good shot will do it right here. Is he going to be able to get that knock? He doesn't. But this is what I was talking about, right? When you do so well, you can do whatever you want in this lobby. You can hot drop certain squads. You can take risks, right? You can, if you don't feel you're fully prepared on certain strategies come finals time, use these next 3 games, right, to utilize it. Because let's be real, you know, IWNRX have already done so well. They're going to the finals, right?
Should
so
be.
At this point, there's pretty much, unless we see something crazy in the next 2 matches, we'd have to see that from multiple squads to see IWNRX get knocked out. But at this point, they have pretty much sealed their ticket, and now there's pretty much only 3 other slots remaining. And
that's what you're talking about, right? Is that differential from 4th to 16th is 33 points. You know what's more than 33 points? 4th place to 1st place right now. That is currently sat at 37 points. That is a big, big jump up that is going to be really difficult for, well, not only that team in 4th place to jump up, but for everybody else around them to also have to jump up on over.
That's correct.
More shots.
Frozen. Yeah, Frozen just say, you know what, why not? Let me get down from here and do that. And you can do that. You literally can do that when you're on the top of the leaderboard. So yeah, to see NRX go down, we would have to see 4 teams do that. And that's not going to happen.
This, by the way, I think is the hot drop that took out Team Spirit.
That's right.
In day 1, right? So IWNRX also finding out that Pandem, so for some reason, just really good at that one building, you know? If you go in that building with Pandem, you're not coming out most likely.
And Pandem really needed those eliminations, right? So Pandem currently in 11th place are going to start off strong here. So if you want to see a team like Pandem, you know, cross into that top 4, again, double-digit elimination chicken dinner right here, right now is needed. And this is what is going to make it so much more difficult as tournament goes on. There's 2 more matches after this. And once we get to that last match, I'm telling you, teams, we know for a fact they're mathematically not going to make it, right? IWNRX are going to be solid. So there's too many factors there to think you're going to play a regular game of PUBG Mobile towards the end. So if you desperately need those points, I think it's do or die right here, right now, especially in Erangel, right?
And they were certainly able to do it. This is a crazy fight for them to be able to win. Against the weapons as well. Remember that IWNRX actually got inside first, right? They picked up the Micro Uzi. I think they got a pistol or 2. But the knives just came out, and Pandem were like, well, we better do something. And they made it. They took their destiny into their own hands there. I love to see it. They add up 3 points on their tally, which puts them up at now 42, and 1 step closer towards that bubble.
Oh, they say don't bring a knife to a gunfight, but
don't bring IWX to a Pandem fight.
That's right. That is right. Take it to the bank right there. So a good position for Team Pandem to be in right now. Now the zone does go on over to the west side of the map. So we have Chopsticks in play, Hospital, North George, Moneymakers are going to get a good circle right here for their final Erangel. And they're all the way down at 14th, so they need every advantage they can get. I'm looking at Team Spirit. Team Spirit is currently near Quarry right now, so they're trying to center up the best they possibly can.
Yeah, trying to get a little bit more central here, just to the south of those Gatka fields, near that Quarry sort of area. We'll be trying to make this one work, but Besiktas are getting taken down, and that point's going to go over to TJB. Just the one player goes down, but this is around Everest, right? And on the northern side of this circle, it is, again, a really important position on this side. Looking for this, looking for the match. It will be easier to descend from this position if you can get rid of those players around your area. And that's what they were doing, opening up a point onto Besiktas.
Yeah, you know, I want to see different play styles right here, John, from pretty much every single one of these teams, because they got to know that if we want to make it on into the finals, we want to stay a little bit longer here in the beautiful Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, they need to do something special at this point. So I want to see very, very calculated rotations, aggressive play styles, because let's be real, a lot of these teams, they're not going to be able to do it with just placements anymore. Like, they need crazy elimination. So it's about time we see all these teams turn on that full-fledged aggression switch.
Absolutely. And the fact that IWNRX have managed to sponge away so many points does give them that opportunity, because they are sat, you know, clear 20, 29 points ahead of the next closest competitor. They've actually taken quite a lot from the rest of the lobby, which means that it's much more volatile. And that's why we're seeing the fact that Rook Esports could still technically make their way in. So when volatility strikes, that's when eliminations matter more. That's when their import increases exponentially.
Yeah, and let's be real. As far as Rook having a possibility of getting in, it's only for this game, right? If they don't do a double-digit elimination chicken dinner right here, right now, they're done.
Same for Inco, right?
True.
Same for Inco. And to be honest, anyone from Team Spirit down in those 13th through 16th places,
I agree with that.
They just can't do it unless you also have all of the teams around the bubble also going down early, right? Then with 2 matches, I mean, obviously we've seen, I think the highest eliminations we've seen so far was 20 back in the group stages. So a 30-point game is possible. It's just highly, highly unlikely. It's very rare that it ever happens.
Yeah, and it's really hard to happen, especially when you got your tournament life on the line. So many of these teams, tournament lives on the line. I honestly, I can't wait to see some keys get crushed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to. I am looking forward to just witnessing that, because that's gonna be crazy. But I know these teams and fans don't want to see their squad go out in that manner right now. So this is the game, folks. If you are cheering on your squad, and I'm gonna say pretty much 9th place on down, they need a big game right here, right now, as it looks like we're gonna head on all the way to the beach here. So a very interesting circle. We've seen this one already. So teams should know what to do when it comes to their rotations.
Brute Force rotating around on the north side of Georgia Pole, potentially coming through behind Besiktas here, if they can cross on this close east bridge on George. But they look like they might be thinking about going further, but no, they're just drawing up short, looking for the scout, making sure that they're not going to be cross-fired across this edge of the bridge.
Yeah, real smart. Just double check every single position. Don't just blind rotate. You know, just scout and move, scout and move. Call that leapfrogging. That's what you got to do here. DRX, we saw them with a good bounce back game in the last one. They're currently sitting on that cutoff, so everybody's going to be staring at them. And that's another factor is, hold on real quick. Tospic, getting blown up. And thirsted.
No, he's just going to go down. Yeah, he was open to the fields at the back.
That hurts. That's tough for Besiktas. That's 2 players down in one of the most critical games for you. Honestly, it's already looking like nail in the coffin for them.
It's so difficult. I mean, for each of these teams, there is so much hope, but it's just every time that someone goes down, obviously, except for IWNRX, it's just a massive hit. Because of the short style of this stage of the tournament, 12 matches only, it does get hairy. Nomi, potentially, going to be given a shave here as well, but the magazine empties and only 1 bullet connects. and Team Spirit will be able to stay as 4 for now. Currently, they're split, I believe, 3-1, with Kitsune all the way further out east on the south edge of this circle.
Yeah, this is a real common position right here. This Wizard Tower is a very, very strong chokehold. You're going to get vision on pretty much anybody rotating on this side of the map. So they're very happy to just stay in that position for now, but it's going to be really up to Effect to hold down that Wizard Tower in case they get crashed on. But let's see what ends up happening. It looks like Kitsune is going to try to be able to make it to his squad. And at the same time, I mean, even Twisted Minds are not safe right now.
No, I mean, there's a lot of open ground around, certainly the northern point of Twisted Minds, a lot of fields there near that sort of swamp town area, just on the south edge of it as well for the rest of them. It's going to be quite an interesting hold on their western side, because a lot of teams on the south are close together. But because where brute force sit, it's not unlikely that teams start to skirt around on this western edge and try and push in towards that Gaka radio area where they're currently looking to hold on the south side.
Yeah, speaking of the south side right now, we're seeing a lot of congestion. Let's see where the zone goes, though, because you can see Team Falcons are looking to possibly get into an engagement here, but the zone goes north, so they either need to fight it out. They are challenging Team Spirit for this Wizard Tower top. Oh, with the double knock, can't get the last player. Effect is going to stay up, and he's going to be going for some thirst here in the next few seconds. Here comes Action, but it's just a little bit too late.
Only one player, though. It's 1 versus 1. If Action can't get in with a good shot, it's going to be all curtains, and there's a third-party potential from Pandem. They could be rolling up as well, and that is going to be Team Spirit surviving, but Pandem are here to play. They've taken down IWNRX with their knives, and the weapons are drawn now as they scythe through Team Spirit and their hopes.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe that Team Falcons took that fight. It makes no sense to me. If the zone did shift south, I would have totally understood it. But the fact that it went north, they should have just completely tried to circumvent them and avoid that fight completely. It ends up being a devastating play and decision for both Team Falcons and Team Spirit. Oh, and yeah, like with that game gone, Team Spirit, that's pretty much nail in the coffin right there.
Might be. That is only 38 points now for Team Spirit. Miracles needed on Miramar. And they'll be looking for any help they can get now.
Big miracles.
Their first day let them down severely. And now they are reaping those rewards, as gloomy as they might be. Top of Everest, though, as we turn our attention to the rest of this match. TJB. Kalaris has been rooting for him with their PL results. I think he likes them. I think he looks for them going into the top 4 here. And with their position, it looks likely that they can make that happen.
Yeah, they're right there on the top of Everest. They're going to have sight lines pretty much full 360 here. They just got to watch out for those pushes to see one team just kind of full send it on into them. If they're able to hold them off, they're going to be able to soak up some points big time. But you know, as a matter of fact, John, you and I were in the Players Lounge here earlier. We were talking to Sir Tanny, the coach of Vampire Esports, and even he was like, he had Team Spirit to win this one.
Well, I think I did too, to be honest. And I don't know what it is, man. It's so unfortunate to see them. They look like they're in disarray. They're not winning the fights when they really feel like they should be. I feel like they have shown much more mechanical skill in a lot of scenarios, but I think for the most part, it feels like just a lack of comfort here in Riyadh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. Or maybe Team Falcons were looking to get some revenge after those Sandhawk hot drops. Who knows? Who knows? But let's take a look here at Rook. They are currently sitting in last place. They're trying to make a hero underdog story. And in order for that to even be possible, 100% double-digit elimination chicken dinner needed right here, right now. They have Harami Burrow right next to him, and D plus Kia waiting right next to that hill. So it is not looking good for them. The zone does center up here, so not a ridiculously hard push for them to make, but they are going to have to battle.
This is huge for Inco, right? On South George, on those crates, the fact that they catch a part of this circle is massive because they can hold this for quite a while. They're going to get some visitors, but Twisted Minds holding on their west, TJB controlling the entry from the south from the top of Everest. It's going to be a pretty decent chance for Inco to get a good match here. I feel for Team Spirit as well, man. They won this fight. It was a third party, which obviously when everybody's moving around, you know it's going to go through. And it just didn't happen for them. They weren't able to clean it up. A lot of that was because of the damage that Falcons did to them with that double knock. I think it was from top rolling up. a little bit earlier on, able to find 2 of the Spirit players where, by all rights, he should have just been instantly on the floor.
Yeah, that wasn't a misplay by Team Spirit at all. I mean, it's just Team Falcons that just full sent it on them. You know, there's not much you could do in that situation. So just an unfortunate fight for both ends of that spectrum. But there's still a lot of opportunities here. And honestly, that was a great opportunity for Team Panda, right?
Absolutely.
They've gotten a bunch of points already. That's 8 eliminations. We talked about double-digit elimination chicken dinners available. They've already got half of that pretty much already done so far.
Yeah, but the other side of the coin is needed to get that chicken dinner. And
That's
right now,
true.
Pandem are in a pretty sticky spot right now. South side, not even skirting around Everest at this stage. They're going to have to push past Mad Bulls or flow out to that western side across some open fields. It's so hard for them. Rook trying to hold it together as Harami Bro trying to make sure that they become part of the teams. Does not have the healing, and they are out in the blue. Rook lose a player. They'll get the res and play on as 3 on the east side now, but they're not in the circle.
That could be their chance at the finals too, to be honest. I mean, they need a massive game right here, right now, and for the next 2 games, if we want to see them even have a shot of making it into the finals. So as 3 players, they're going to have to go crazy here if they want to extend their tournament life.
Teams are going to be worried right now because around the bubble, a lot of the teams still have most of their players. This fight for the top of Everest is pivotal. D plus Kia roll up, take 1, take 2 out of Rook, and they are slowing. Being cut through right now, D plus Kia on the east point of Everest will next have to take care of TJB because TJB are starting to extend their necks. Have a peek over the fence, see what the neighbors are doing.
D plus Kia just crushing dreams right now. That's pretty much said and done for Rook. We're seeing another team go out, and that is Team Pandem gone for. So all those eliminations they got early on wasted away just like that. But they did put something up on the board. They're going to need a miracle as well for the next 2 Miramar matches. Right now, it's TJB. TJB are in a great spot. They're in 6th place. They desperately need these points. They have to defend right here, right now against D plus Kia.
This is a bubble fight. Both of these teams are on this bubble.
That's
around
right.
that 4th position. You could see right now, D plus Kia hold that. DRX, they're not in this fight, but they're also involved in that bubble struggle as D plus Kia continue to push in from the eastern side. Next circle soon to close on them, but with 4 players alive, it looks like they're reluctant to go for the summit. They're not going to put those climbing shoes on, scramble up those rocks towards TJB when they know that nades roll downhill.
Yeah, and that's so smart, too. They don't want to take that fight just a little too early because it risks them getting third party, especially with the zone shift that could be coming any second now. So let's see where that zone decides to go, and it lands perfectly on them. So very big up on both these teams to have that discipline to say, hey, you guys don't even worry about it. And I think that smoke right there could even be a little bit of a white flag to say, hey, you guys stay there, we'll stay right here, and fight each other later on to see who wins this thing.
D plus Kia's position certainly smoked out quite a lot, but that's a nade over the top. Doesn't quite connect with the damage. Okay, taking damage. I think that might be for an off angle. Could even be coming from Inko.
This is dangerous
On
play.
the north side, another nade from high ground. Long gets the knock. That's from the shots as well. And now you can see instantly pin pulled on 2. They want this confirm. Nolbu's there as well. He's going to divert, move away from this, and then he's going to look for the res, but his teammate is just burning away. The Molotov's putting the pressure on, and that is how you put them between a rock and a hard place. D plus Kia being bled dry by TJB.
TJB saying, you know what? Now, especially that we know it's D plus Kia, we have to take them out. They're right above us on leaderboards. No waving the white flag at all. We got to take them out right here, right now. We need every elimination we could get. So they are starting this off so strong, but they got to work together. They have to commit to this fight very soon, and it's very fortunate. Nobody is headed their way right now.
North side, Twisted Minds moving in towards Crates, actually trying to backfill on Inko. There is a big rotation going on the north edge, and all the while TJB are choking out D plus Kia as they push on in, get the first knock on the opener, and will look to continue that pace. Only 1 player for D plus, and meanwhile, over on the north side, 1 knock over towards Twisted Minds. Inko, still with all 4 players alive, have regrouped now outside of the Crates, and they're fleeing towards the foothills of Everest.
And here comes the Mad Bulls. Now we're starting to see that third party ring out. Let's see what happens. Inko Gaming gonna have to do a defense against Twisted Minds. That'll help buy him some time. But it looks like on the other end of the spectrum, Moneymakers are getting into it with CAG Osaka. Still quite a few big squads in this game. DRX need this game so bad. They're in 6th place. They've really tried to make something happen here on the last day. Nades are starting to ring out. They look good. Oh, that was way too close.
It's getting really dicey now for the teams on the west point. DRX, not having taken a knock, gives them a really big advantage here. COG Osaka now anchored to their position. They can't really push too far up, and that nade is perfectly placed. Picking up points. Moneymakers take a few. DRX share it with them. 2 eliminations for DRX. They're chasing TJB7 right now, and they're pushing up from the west. With Moneymakers beneath them in their shadow, they're going to have to worry about the north as well on their ascent.
Devastating loss for CAG Osaka. They were in 3rd place right now, and they're going to get passed up here with how well a lot of these teams are right below them. Brute Force are still in the mix, trying to make something happen in 7th place. Their final player just desperately trying to keep his tournament hopes alive. And nice shots there. That's going to knock, but that nade will shut them down. Moneymakers, 14th place. Now starting to make some noise.
Twisted Minds from the crates position. They finally found a player from Inco. They stayed up as 4. They backfilled earlier into the crates position and pushed Inco away. You can see that where they've retreated to now, the foothills of Everest, but 7 is still on an off angle there on the north side. You can see him in the building. They're going to be waiting for the break for Twisted Minds. Try and hold that one off, because with the circle, it's shifting to a mountain finish.
Oh, yes, it is. It looks like we're going to finish it up. Oh, north on Everest. Moneymakers are going to make it difficult on Inco. They wanted to focus 100% on Twisted Minds, but their backs are not safe, as Moneymakers need every elimination they can get, and they know it. Let's see how they decide to play it out, because if you're the Moneymakers right now, knowing where you're at, you need to just push everything. Like, literally, you cannot just play this game regular. You need to push everybody and get every elimination in this lobby.
It's going to fade away from you if you don't take the destiny into your own hands. Nades finding their way up towards TJB. There was a knock sent over. They've already lost a player as well, and they're starting to wane now. The Mad Bull's doing work with another nade from Zerich. He finds exactly what he's looking for, a flush and a knock onto another player as well. They're going to be able to find that one. There is no contest, and now one player from TJB remains for that bubble struggle. DRX looking primed to usurp it now if TJB fall in the face of Mad Bulls.
Only busts out the M4, not able to get that knock, and he had a beautiful chance there. He does get one. Mad Bulls playing this a little bit too comfortable here. They got to be careful. Only S is starting to look angry. Oh, but that's Twisted Minds. That's 2 players for Only S. Is he going to be able to wipe Mad Bulls all by himself?
Mad Bull starting to struggle now in the scrap. The nade's high. It's a burst in the air. It taps on a bit of damage to Zerich, and in comes the push. The DBS, both ways. The shells are going to ring out now, and Zerich can't connect, but neither can Only S. Finally, he finds it, and a 1 versus 3 for TJB around the bubble. They put 2 digits on the board, and 10 eliminations is the mark to be made. But with only 1 player left standing, DRX now have a chance. They need to take him down now or risk losing that race.
Everybody above TJB, I'm looking at you, Twisted Minds, even IWNRX need to start watching out here if they continue to play like the way they've done in this game. 10 eliminations. What a play from Only S to make it happen for his squad. Let's see how many more points he can get all by himself. He is in a very tricky position. Everest is so scary. There's so many nooks and crannies. You never know where a player's hiding.
You never know what's going to cause you to trip up either, because Bishke just took a fall, took a tumble, and actually knocked himself there. And another knock over towards the Moneymakers. They had 4 players alive. Inco are taking casualties in the meantime. Bishke has got a player repositioning for him, but DRX not going to let TJB go without a fight. 5 teams remaining. Placement points start to rack up fast now. If you can get rid of another team, you'll add that point to your tally as well. DRX right across the ridgeline. Icy, close range, looking to get the fight in. Goes for 1-2 shots, connect, but not the third, and can't get the knock. TJB finally fall.
Oh, TJB done for there. But right now, my eyes are on Moneymakers, because Moneymakers know that they need every elimination in the lobby and have to win this game. So you can see them. They're actually splitting among too many different squads. Icy Boss all up top goes down. That's a critical angle loss for them.
Now they're going to have to play with the 2 they have downhill. DRX with 4. They're looking to get back at TJB. They're not too far behind now with the placement points that they've already earned. It's going to be pretty level, and COG Osaka might be at risk at this stage. It is really dangerous to be around that bubble, but it's even worse, like you say, for the Moneymakers. Desperation's going to start to set in from the north side with the circle shifting away. D plus Kia as well. One player remaining. Spray down, and then they bet they can't get a knock. So 2 players remain for Moneymakers.
9 eliminations so far. I think they did a little bit of a misplay there, just trying to focus on too many squads. Oh, Chips by himself? 1 nade will do it. DRX is very, very piled up here.
Certainly are. They're getting these reses as well. Moneymakers are going to have to push up the hill. Chips is going to be worried about that. Do you take your attention, turn it towards the Moneymakers downhill or to DRX? I mean, it's a difficult decision to make as the res comes through. DRX just going to bide their time. They're not getting too aggressive with it. They want to play securely.
Yeah, DRX are playing this very, very safely. They're in a position that they can easily pass up so many teams, so they have no reason to go crazy. Unlike, you know, Moneymakers, where we should have seen them just full nonstop push, but they backed off just a little bit, and that was enough to lose a couple critical players. And now they have just 2 players left. They gotta win this one if we want to see them even have a close to a shot of making it to top 4.
So as for DRX, playing a little bit split. I'm wondering about the nades right now. You can see no nades in the backpack right now for this player, but 11 for Koa. Okay, they know what they need to do then. They know that they need to target these players, flush them out with the nades.
I'm going to say it right here. Koa and Biscuit, they have to win this game. If Moneymakers don't win this game right here, right now, I'm going to say it. It's nail in the coffin for them. They're not going to the finals.
How many nails are we putting in cause on this match? I have no idea.
I brought a red shirt for a reason.
Oh, yeah. It is getting brutal. DRX still just holding. I mean, they've got dead center circle right now. They don't need to push out. It is impetus on the other 2 teams.
Absolutely. So DRX, they're in the position to win here. They're just going to be sitting up here waiting for everybody else to come to them. And Moneymakers, even Chips from D plus Kia, are going to have to do just that. Let's see how they decide to do it. We're looking at a nice little 3-1 split here. I like this. I like Soez on this really hard off angle. The blue is right to his back, so he knows he doesn't have to turn around at all. That's going to make it very difficult. They know where Moneymakers is at right now. So, yeah, we're going to have to see a crazy shot from these 2 players here.
Smoke's starting to bloom, and Soez moving back in.
That's a bad smoke.
To the rest of the team. I mean, that removes that off angle that you were talking about. That might allow the Moneymakers in a little bit closer to maybe have a chance here. If Chips pops a nade in at the right time, things can crumble, but still, DRX keeping it under control. I feel like they definitely know what's going on here. 2 nades, and they're looking to start to cook them up now. That's going to go maybe right on target. Just a little bit short, but that's going to flush the Moneymakers player out. They try and flow to the side. Koa, can he get across to the headland? I think there might be just enough cover here. Chips isn't going to peek it, but I don't know if Bishke is going to be as lucky. So it's all up to Koa now.
BSK goes down. Yeah, it's all up to Koa. DRX have this locked down. There's no way they lose this at this point. They're playing it so careful. They have the high ground, and they're not going to make any mistakes. I got a little bit worried when I saw that smoke bloom. I was like, if they're going to smoke themselves out, that could definitely lose them the game real quickly because they won't have any sight lines at all, allow these players to push up on them. But no, they are playing it well here. Now they know where Chips is. Great shots. Chip's going to run into the blue zone to deny the point. And honestly, that's the right play. Yeah, moving out of there. That's going to leave just Koa for Moneymakers. 9 eliminations. A second place is still a good result for them, right? But it's even better for DRX. They've managed to rack up some points and look to book another ticket, probably the second ticket, in towards those finals. But it's still not done for them. There's a lot of teams ready to take that from them in the next 2 matches. They just need to finish this one out. That nade looks good. Over the top they go. DRX able to win out a chicken dinner, and the battle for the bubble rages on. A massive, massive win for DRX.